By now, Hypnotic Poison already has a status of a modern classic, and it had a lot of flankers, but currently the only flanker available is Eau de Parfum version from 2014. Which one is better? Are they very similar or different enough to have both? How do they perform, and which one would better suit your taste? Watch until the end and you'll find out. And hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My nickname is Miri, and big hello to my returning subscribers. It's always nice to hear from you. So first I'll review each fragrance and then I'll compare them, and in the end I'll let you know my favorite. So let's start with this review. This tempting red apple-shaped bottle of the Eau de Toilette conjures up an image of the forbidden fruit begging to be bitten, and it also reminds me of the poisonous apple in Snow White, while the bottle of the Eau de Parfum in black and red glass is made to resemble molten lava, hinting that the juice will be much darker and deeper than the Eau de Toilette's. Therefore, right from the start, I can tell you that these two perfumes are very different, and if you can get the Eau de Toilette, don't think that you won't be able to tell the difference if you buy Eau de Parfum. And yes, we are all aware that Hypnotic Poison was subjected to many reformulations, and many have already commented that it used to be stronger and richer back in the day. I bought my bottle in 2021 and I can't speak how other reformulations smelled, but I've noticed that in comparison to Fragrantica, where there are a lot of notes listed, on Dior's website only 3 notes are mentioned, and that are bitter almonds, jasmine and vanilla in the base. And upon the initial spray you definitely got bitter almonds, but after a minute or two, that initial bitterness is softened by creamy, sweet vanilla with a faint presence of the coconut, but coconut here isn't very dense, it's light and it gives milky facets, so overall you get sweet, cozy, silky vanilla, ideal for snuggling underneath the blanket. That creaminess and milkiness in Eau de Toilette always gives me an impression of the bittersweet almond milk with a few shredded coconut flakes. It's so good, and it's an instantly recognizable scent profile, and one would expect that after the coconut fades away, like 30 minutes after, that you will start to smell jasmine flowers, but I don't get any florals in this perfume. In the heart there is bitter almond vanilla scent with a tiny bit of fruity hues, but they are so creamy and so well blended that they smell like marzipan on a soft almondy vanillic cloud. This is such a pillowy, fluffy, milky, creamy fragrance that smells like almond croissant, and it has a Play-Doh-y vibe already, many have noticed, but I just love it. To me it's very comforting and soothing, and as it dries down you get like a whisper of musk and soft woody hues underlaid, but mostly this becomes a Play-Doh-y almondy vanilla scent, similar when you're baking almond vanilla cookies in the oven and the whole house smells vanillic, sweet and creamy. And this isn't a boring vanilla scent, at least not to my nose, because bitterness from the almond rebels from other very sweet creamy notes, so this is perfectly balanced scent, and I can see why is this a poisonous fragrance. This is not sexy in the traditional way. It's like a siren song, and sirens were beautiful women whose bewitching songs lured sailors to their doom. Sailors were so seduced and enchanted by their song that they wanted to hear them better, so they would bring ship closer to the shore and risk shipwreck so they could hear them better, or they would even jump into the water and drown because of how captivated they were with siren song. And this fragrance is hypnotizing because it has a lulling and relaxing effect. You just want to snuggle, and sometimes I catch myself in the mood for a midday nap because it's such a cozy, comforting, pillowy fragrance that is so soft, and I just love it. Just like the Siren song that is the most enticing from the distance, Eau de Toilette doesn't have sex appeal, but it has the most intoxicating almondy vanilla milky scent trail that lures you in. It's hypnotizing, it's enchanting, but if you smell it on your arm, you'll mostly get Play-Doh-y, powdery, playful scent. So if you're not a fan of Play-Doh, you might not like it. Just like when those sailors got close to sirens, they've noticed that the lower part of their body is of a bird, and that wasn't as bewitching to them as the song they were lured in from afar was. One of the reasons why I love fragrances is because they are like time machines. They remind you of the memories you thought were long forgotten, and Hypnotic Poison Eau de Toilette awakens the memory when I was a little girl, waking up in the cold winter morning by the scent of freshly baked vanilla biscuits my mom used to make. And this fragrance just makes me feel very safe, cozy, and loved. It's kind of nostalgic, and it awakens feelings of safety, coziness, and a feeling of a warm embrace where you're just having a bad day everyone can relate to. For me, this is the perfect fragrance for reducing stress, and it is a sweet gourmand perfume that isn't sexy per se, but it enchants you with its charm. So my rating of its scent profile is 10 out of 10. If this review has been enjoyable and descriptive so far, don't forget to boop the like button and subscribe. It shows me how much you like this video, and also it helps YouTube to remember and notify you when I upload another one of my video reviews. But how does Hypnotic Poison Eau de Parfum smell? I will be completely honest here. If you aren't the biggest fan of licorice in perfumes, you will truly have a hard time with the opening of the Eau de Parfum version, because you got a blast of licorice with spicy star anise and almond flavor. So this perfume is truly a licorice bomb. It even has like a slight alcoholic vibe upon the first spray, and the only way I could think of how to explain the opening of the Eau de Parfum is to say that it smells like the scent of almond liqueur with spices. It's very dark, it's licorice and strong. So if you've been using Eau de Toilette for ages and you thought to slightly spice things up and go for Eau de Parfum, you might be shocked or even surprised, because this is dark and boozy and you must be prepared for it. That licorice note is very prominent on my skin and clothes for about an hour, and after that it becomes warmer, smoother, and more powdery on my skin. It's very similar to Eau de Toilette, but I don't get a lot of jasmine or orange blossom in this fragrance. Actually, floral notes are barely detectable. Mostly I just got almond, vanilla, and tonka bean with some softer licorice note and some slightly smoky, almost dusty, incensey aspects in the dry down. And that smoky vibe is very close to the incensey scent of the Oriental shop, but the scent is more focused on the almond vanilla combo with spicy, dusty, powdery aspects. It smells like you've mixed almond liqueur, buttery vanilla cookies, and caramelized toasted tonka beans. And although it has a tiny bit of Play-Doh vibe similar to Eau de Toilette, the dry down of the Eau de Parfum is much drier, spicier, nuttier, more powdery twist on the vanilla with bits of smokiness. And there is also like a metallic scent many have already noticed in the dry down. It's something like cold, metallic-like lurking in the background, which gives truly an edge to this Eau de Parfum version. Therefore, this fragrance has a mysterious, jazzy vibe. Imagine a woman in a black laced dress with smoky eyes and black stockings sitting at a bar in a dark, moody, smoky atmosphere of a jazz club drinking almond brandy. This is this perfume. It's rich, it's sweet, it's mature, it's intriguing, it's dark. And this is almondy vanilla fragrance with a dark, spicy licorice twist. It's quite daring and it's not a typical designer vanilla fragrance. As someone who loves eau de toilette, I must admit that when I first tried eau de parfum 2 years ago, it was too strong for me and licorice note was off-putting and I didn't like it at all. Thus I was a bit reluctant to test it again, but when I sprayed it on my skin, I noticed, well, licorice here isn't that strong, and on the clothes, licorice note is more prominent, while on my skin, licorice is a bit tamed, but the scent still remains sharp, dark, and mature without a cutesy, playful side of the eau de toilette. Therefore, this fragrance gives off an impression of a strong, confident woman with a vampy, dangerous vibe. And I could imagine Monica Bellucci wearing this perfume, so eau de parfum has a deadly, venomous side, and the poison it features in its scent profile is one many have fallen victims to, and that is liqueur. Also, if you thought eau de parfum will be a more gourmand version of the eau de toilette, you will be also disappointed because this isn't a gourmand fragrance at all. And although it has sweetness, I wouldn't describe this as a sweet perfume. It's more gothic, it's vampish, it's a darker, drier, powdery version of the eau de toilette, and it is a very decadent, powdery vanilla fragrance with almond liqueur. So my rating for the scent profile of the eau de parfum is 7 out of 10. These two perfumes share almond vanilla combo, but they are only similar in the dry down, and because of how different they are, I think you can have both of them because they give also a very different vibe. So in most cases, I think you will be drawn just to one of them, while the other probably won't be as enticing to you. So what are the differences between these two perfumes, and which one would you like more? If you're looking for a darker, gothic, femme fatale fragrance wearable in colder weather and only for nighttime occasions, you will like eau de parfum much more. It has a vampy, mature, and even slightly more vintage vibe that is very distinctive. But if you would like something more versatile and signature scent worthy, because it can be worn in any occasion, day to night, and almost in every season, although during the summer it would be better for fresher summer nights, then try out eau de toilette. Although both share Play-Doh scent in the dry down, in eau de parfum you just get whiffs of it and the fragrance is more powdery, while the eau de toilette emphasizes much more that Play-Doh scent, so it is very prominent here. And you will love eau de parfum if you wanted a less sweet version of the eau de toilette, and if you like licorice and smoky, incensey nuances, that will make this fragrance drier and dustier, but also deeper. But if you love Play-Doh scent like I do, and if you like milky creaminess, and if you love sweet vanilla perfumes, then eau de toilette will be a no-brainer for you. If you consider the vibe you get from these two fragrances, eau de parfum is darker, it gives a bit of vintage and mature vibe, it's less crowd-pleasing, it's more unique, it's gothic, it's richer, it's spicier, it is an evening or special occasion scent, and therefore it will be potentially polarizing. Definitely not something you can wear casually to the office, so I wouldn't recommend blind buying it. On the other side, eau de toilette is a much cozier, milkier, sweeter fragrance that could be worn as an everyday perfume, but also for special occasions. It's any age appropriate, it's very warm, marzipan-like, soft, gourmand perfume that will be likable to a much larger audience. When I wear eau de parfum, I feel very bold, confident and self-assured, so if you want something that will boost your confidence and make you feel mysterious and sexy, then go for eau de parfum. On the other side, when I wear eau de toilette, I feel cozy, comforted, and like I'm snuggling underneath the softest blanket. So if you would like something that will be relaxing and comforting, then try out eau de toilette. If you consider the performance, Eau de Parfum lasts for a really long time, more than 8 hours on my skin, while Eau de Toilette lasts about 4 to 5 hours, which is good for an Eau de Toilette concentration. So Eau de Parfum wins in terms of longevity. But Eau de Parfum has a very soft projection and sillage. It stays closer to your skin, so you must overspray if you want others to notice it, while Eau de Toilette has moderate projection and sillage, and those around you will be able to notice your fragrance, so this one wins in terms of the projection. I think Hypnotic Poisons deserve every inch of the fame they get, and Eau de Toilette is one of the few first perfumes I ever purchased for myself, so it already has an emotional value for me, and I do prefer its milkiness and playfulness compared to the butteriness and licorice spiciness of the Eau de Parfum. It gets me so many compliments, both from women who want to smell like this and both from men who want their girlfriends to smell like this. So although this isn't traditionally sexy perfume, the seduction is clearly successful. This is the fragrance that will cuddle you up and then steal your heart away while you're not looking. And my overall rating for the scent profile and performance of Eau de Toilette is 8.5. I do appreciate the sexiness and dark, alluring side of the Eau de Parfum. This is a fragrance of a dark, gothic seductress conquering male hearts with her smoky eyes. So if you want something less sweet, more grown up and more powdery version of the Eau de Toilette, try out Eau de Parfum. My overall rating for its scent profile and performance will be 7.5 out of 10. Is Eau de Toilette one of your all-time favorite perfumes, as it is mine? Or do you prefer a dark, gothic Eau de Parfum? Let me know what you think of them in the comments, and if you want to see which perfume wins in this perfume battle, click on this video and I will see you there. Bye!